Hey, you're listening to the Deathscography podcast. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jeremy.
And this is episode 14.
Yeah, on this one, we are going to be talking about...
It's crazy that we're talking about a movie on this one. Like,
we're not talking about a movie.
It's crazy that I was very surprised, but I did my homework and I did watch it. And I was excited about the fact that it was a horror flick with Lance Hendrickson in it, where, of course, he plays a cop. He's very good at playing cops. He's a cop in the first...
I definitely know who Lance Hendrickson is.
Yeah, he's a cop in the first Terminator movie.
Oh, is he? Okay,
yeah.
I know who he is now.
He's the white cop in the first Terminator movie.
Yeah. I was literally like, I really don't know who that is.
No, he's Bishop from the Alien movies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. But
so here we are talking about the movie horror show.
Yeah. Also known as House 3, the horror show.
Well, actually, you know, I thought we were talking about something completely different. So I'm glad that you did your research.
I wasn't absolutely sure because so I went on to do extra research just in case. But I will say that I'm excited. Okay, we're not talking about that movie, but at least we're talking about Iced Earth's 6th studio album horror show.
Yeah,
maybe my favorite. It's the most power metal-y of all the Iced Earth records. Like, none of the thrash influence really comes through on that record. And it's just a record where all the songs are about classic fucking monsters. Like, they have a song called Wolf.
Wait, they're fucking monsters?
Yes, they have a song called Dracula. Like,
Dracula's fucking monsters?
This shit is awesome. Like, Matt Barlow's vocals are on full display. He's just like, our blood is the light. And it's fucking sick.
I thought I was listening to the record right then.
I know.
That was fucking perfect.
But I'm really excited. I didn't know that Deathwish put this out, but I'm fucking stoked.
Yeah, that's definitely the record we're talking about. All right, enough with the bullshit.
What?
We're not talking about that.
No. Oh. Well.
Oh no.
Lucky that we're not talking about that, but I thought we might not be, so I went on to do more research.
More research, of course.
And hopefully this is the last one I've got. So hopefully we're talking about the record Our Design by the Band horror show.
You know, I think that might be what we're actually talking about this week.
With such hits as Boston.
That's a classic. Just a
not the band.
I mean,
Boston.
You say Boston, and I definitely think horror show.
Yes.
I mean, that's not true. I actually think of Have Heart, but that's not the point.
Right.
Yeah, other great hits like Stay Gold.
You
know, Pony Boy, Stay Gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you ever read The Outsiders? Have you ever heard of the Beckley Outside? Have you ever?
Did you ever read Rumblefish?
No.
It's very similar to The Outsiders, also by S.E. Hinton.
But it involves fish instead?
No. It involves Rumbles, which
Rumbles
is the
insert pack for the N64, the Rumble pack.
Oh, god damn it! Did I tell you that I got a PS4 for my birthday?
You did, actually.
Dude, I got a fucking PlayStation 4.
Man, just right on the cutting edge, aren't you?
Yep. Can't believe it.
Did you get a I actually meant to ask you, did you get a pro or did you get a regular?
I don't know.
Does it have 2 lines or 3?
What are you talking about?
When you're looking at the front of it.
Lines.
Just never mind. You probably got a regular one. It doesn't matter. They did those weird half consoles. They did like the Xbox One X.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? You have the blankest look in your face.
I don't fucking know, man. I don't know.
All right. We're talking about the Our Design EP by the band Horror Show, and this is DW012, episode 14 of the Deathscography podcast. You know, eventually that's going to correct itself. I was just talking to a friend about how a bunch of their later releases, like, they just like skip a bunch of stuff, bunch of numbers, and so it's just like, eventually this will correct itself. I don't know when.
You just gotta let the market work itself out, man.
It's the free market. It's the freest market of Deathwish. Okay, so Fuck, I don't know how to get into this now.
It's fine.
Okay,
It's fine. We're only 10 minutes into the.
It's good. Okay.
Casting of the pod.
Horror Show was a band based in Philadelphia, like almost every band we've talked about. They were formed in the year 2000, broke up in 2005, and I'm going to get this out of the way right now. The reason they broke up is this is one of the craziest things. I didn't know any of this. Their vocalist, who at the time his nickname was Nicky Money.
Oh, Nicky Money.
Oh, Nicky Money. His name is actually Dominic, but he went by Nicky Money at the time. Stabbed a man. During a fight and spent 2 years in jail.
Holy
for aggravated assault and attempted murder. Yes. So Nicky Money, from what I could pull up in the research I was doing on the movie Horror Show, it was something about like hardcore crews. Like he was in a hardcore crew and there was another crew and they like jumped him and he was like defending himself. But then I think it went too far. And so he got charged and he was sentenced to like 7 years, but he got out in 2 years because of like good behavior.
Dominicky Money.
Which is, so it's just,
Dominicky got that funny money. All right.
Hey, got that picky?
Dirty. Baby, I got your money. Don't you worry.
Nicky.
What is he saying that? He's like, it's so ignorant. He's like, I don't got a problem with you fucking me, but I do got a problem with you not fucking me.
God.
So poetic.
Yeah, so, speaking of
Wu-Tang Clan.
No, okay. So while in jail, Dominic was reading a bunch and reevaluating his life, which is kind of the point of the jail system. I mean, it's not what actually normally happens, but so when he got out, he was like really just like not wanting to be in this aggressive music scene and da-da-da-da-da. And then following this was the untimely death of the band's guitarist, Josh. He died in a motorcycle accident, basically right after Dominic got out of jail. And then the band's good friend, Dan Stone, also died. So like all of this really negative stuff was happening in his life, in their lives, not to just make this about the vocalist, but in their lives. And so they just decided to lay to rest.
Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like a horror show.
Oh God, Jesus!
Too soon?
Yeah. God, fuck. That's bad. That was really bad. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm gonna try and bounce off of that. Here we go. Okay. So Dominic wanted to get out of the aggressive.
I don't want you to edit any of this. I just want to be like a 2 hour long episode of train wreck, motorcycle wreck. All right, that's fucked up.
No, come on, man. It's not cool.
That's not cool.
So
I'm sorry. I've been alone too long.
He ended up he started writing music under a different name and put out a demo, and then that band got signed, and that band ended up becoming the band Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I did not know, because I really like that band. Yeah. I think their record, Tired of Tomorrow, came out a couple years ago, is an absolutely fantastic, amazing record. I didn't really love the most recent full length, but I've loved a lot of their other stuff. And I did not know that he was in this band. And also there's another member of Nothing is in the band Jesus Piece. So it's like this weird, like ex-hardcore group. Yeah. But yeah, so he starts Nothing, starts doing that. But also the band decided to, they reunited in 2011. Okay. So they broke up in like 2005 after they got out of jail and their guitarist died. But they decided to reunite, and they toured Europe with Dead Swans and played like a This Is Hardcore Fest somewhere around then. And
I was gonna say, oh, they reunited in 2011. Was it for This Is Hardcore Fest? Because that would historically be accurate.
I mean, basically, with the European tour, Dominic he claims in an interview that they wanted to tour Europe. The band wanted to reunite and tour Europe since that was one of the only reasons that Josh, the guitarist who died, was playing music before he passed. It was something he really wanted to do.
He wanted to go to Europe.
He really liked like the whole reason he wanted to get out of Philadelphia. So they felt like they owed it to themselves to do that. And I was like, that might be the most genuine reunion reason I've ever heard. Like, right. Cause normally it's like we wanted money.
Wholesome.
We just really wanted money. That's
really awesome, man. Like, it's really cool to like, we just wanted to respect our friend.
Exactly.
Like, we wanted to honor the memory of our friend.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. And so in a couple interviews,
also they offered us $500,000,
a lot of money.
I don't think
and that's cool.
True. I mean, I don't know if that's true at all. I think that's a really cool reason. Like, you know, especially so long after. Like, it's cool that they came back together like 10 years later, and they were like, "All right, let's do this."
Yeah, it was very cool. And around that time, they also in a couple of interviews claimed that they were going to be working on a third and final EP, and that never actually materialized.
Mm-hmm.
So with this specific record, I'm sure you realize this. The only way to listen to it on Spotify is a part of this larger compilation record. Mm-hmm. And it's a little confusing because the compilation record actually came out when they reunited. So like they reunited to tour this year to tour Europe, and Deathwish put out this compilation record, which included this EP we're talking about today, which is called Our Design, their second EP, and then their demo recordings as like one giant release. You know,
because it was a CD.
Right, exactly, and it makes sense. But with this record in particular, the one we're talking about, Deathwish put it out on vinyl and CD. Uh-huh. On vinyl, it was only 4 songs.
Okay.
So I can't remember what record we talked about a couple episodes ago that was kind of the same deal where the 7-inch only had so many songs. Ooh, it was Damage. Yeah. That's right. It was that record Damage put out. So yeah, they put out a 4-song
final
EP. But yeah, so this band put out a 4-song EP, and then but the CD included the demo that they had put out before.
Right.
So when you're looking at this stuff on the internet, it says that this record is 10 songs long. But it's actually
how else you gonna justify paying $22.99 for a CD, man?
Exactly. Like FYE needs it to be a certain length.
You gotta have 23 songs on it, man.
I mean, Sam Goody himself said songs have to have
Mr. Goody.
Yeah, Mr. Goody, Sam Goody. I haven't even thought about that story in so long. That was weird.
I thought it was like such a big deal going into one in a mall because like the town that I'm from, not even the town I'm from, but the town that I went to school in had a Peppermint Music. That was the name of this.
I've never even heard of Peppermint Music.
I think it was like a regional chain but that was the CD shop that I saw Creed there play an acoustic set.
There's your street cred for today.
Yeah, my street creed for today.
Street Creed. That's the episode title. Street Creed. Fuck.
It's just
okay.
Oh
God. I can't. Street Creed. Okay. Okay.
That's this whole episode is me just like being completely unhinged and Jeremy just saying okay. How does it feel to herd this singular herd of cats?
I'm doing it, man. I'm herding it. We're 16 minutes in, and here we go.
How does it feel to herd this tiger?
You are the tiger king.
I am the tiger blood king.
Blood tiger. You're king from the game Tekken.
Yes.
Who dressed up as like a tiger.
Yes. Didn't we talk about this recently? No.
I don't remember.
In my D&D game, we ran across a statue that had a tiger head, but a body of a man. And I was like, wasn't there like an arcade box fighter?
Yep.
And I had to like type into Google
tiger
head fighter game, and it was like, oh, do you mean King from Tekken 2? And I was like, yes,
that's exactly what I mean.
Thank you.
I actually found out.
Thank you, Skynet.
Found out really recently that King in Tekken is not a tiger man. That's just a mask. And I was like, why? Just make him a tiger man. I don't understand.
Just make him a tiger, man.
Man, just make him a tiger, man. Jesus.
Now you're a tiger man.
All right. How do we get
man's tiger man?
Now you're a tiger man, tiger man, tiger man, tiger man.
Oh, it's just Tigger just bouncing, and he's like, no. I can't even do it. What does Tigger sound like?
I can't do it while I'm laughing.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are wonderful things. Now you're a man. That doesn't sound anything like Tigger, does it?
No, it didn't, but it was so good.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are wonderful things. Now you're a man. A man's man.
You know, we had someone tweet at us that they really enjoyed our our weird banter.
Yeah, what's the guy's name?
This one's for them. God damn it, I can't remember. He's from Europe.
What?
He'll know who we're talking about.
What part?
I want to say Germany, but I'm not exactly certain. I know we have a European audience, though.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Deathwish for retweeting us and shit, because we've gotten some listeners from that. It's been really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like people from across the pond giving a shit about our band. Or
our band, yeah.
No, our podcast.
Yeah, they don't care about our band.
This is like a band, kind of, except it's like our band, but only the good parts. Hey!
Oh, fuck you, Matt. All right, here we go. Which one was I talking about? Which Matt? Okay, here.
Both
of
them. They're the same.
I also wanted to mention that the vocalist Dominic also performed in the band. I don't know if you've heard of them, Exoskeletons.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's with the we've already talked about him. What's his name?
Wes. He was in
he's in American Nothing.
Yeah, American Nightmare, Cold Cave, and shit like that.
But Some Girls. We just talked about him.
Yeah.
Last episode.
So Wes from Some Girls, right? Last episode, and Dominic and some others were in this band Exoskeleton. So
who's the singer in Exoskeleton?
I don't know.
They're both vocalists.
Yeah, if I'm gonna guess that Wes is the singer because Dominic plays guitar in Nothing. So I know that he does play guitar. I mean, he does vocals too.
So
but,
Wes is the talentless one.
Ooh. Wes, if you're listening, I don't think you're talentless. Please come on. Hashtag get Wes on Deathscography podcast. Okay.
That's way different than hashtag get Wes off.
Yeah, we're not trying to.
If you search that one, that's different. It's a lot of like Limp Bizkit tribute videos of people just like doing just weird sex stuff to pictures of Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit. Just like,
yeah, well, I like to
people
think
masturbating with huge blackout contacts and face paint.
I think Wes Borland and Wes from American Nightmare. I keep wanting to say American Nothing. American Nightmare, definitely the same person. I mean,
that's why I wore all the makeup in Limp Bizkit to cover.
Yeah,
up
like
the
I've
fact.
never seen them two in the same room together.
No, you ain't never seen them two in there.
I ain't never seen them two in the same room together.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Back on track. Okay. I found a really an interview with Trey, one of the co-owners of Deathwish, talking about bands that he had wished he had signed, and that's always a curiosity of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like bands that like the label like passed up on accidentally or maybe on purpose, and then later regretted it. So here's the quote from him, and I'm just going to read it as it is. I don't want to be presumptuous, but one band I really love is Nothing. We worked with Nicky's band Horror Show in the early 2000s, and that's definitely something I wish we could have been in the mix with. They're fucking fantastic. This has happened a couple of times where I'll be moving from one office or the next and say, oh, what's this envelope? Oh, this is when Nicky sent me the Nothing demo CDR. Shit, I don't even remember getting this. Yep. God damn it. And then he goes on to say, and so I thought that was really fun because it's just like he regrets not getting Nothing on Deathwish.
Literally fell through the cracks.
Exactly. And then he goes on to say, and I thought you would find this cool. That happened back when I met Comeback Kid in 2003 or 2004. They played this place in Boston. There were like 600 people there and everyone's going nuts. I remember meeting them after and being like, hey, you guys were awesome. That was crazy. And the dude was like, yeah, it sucks you didn't sign us. We sent you our demo. And I was like, oh, fuck, really? Are you sure I got it? And he was like, yeah, you emailed back and said, thanks, but no thanks.
Wow.
And I mean, I get it.
All
You know,
right, I got to put in a parenthetical here. One time we were shopping around to some labels for one of our releases. I don't remember which one, but and we were on tour and we were playing with I think it was like Votnut and like Young and in the Way. And
it was not Young and in the Way, but it was Funeral Chic and Votnut.
Oh, that's it was. It wasn't Young and in the Way. It was Votnut. The guys from Young and in the Way were in Votnut or whatever.
Yes.
Anyway, Funeral Chic was playing, and this record label, these people from this label were there who we had been talking back and forth with some, and Jeremy walks up to the person from the label, and they turn to him, and the first thing they say is, "I want you to know, I've listened to it." And then they don't say anything else.
They just stared
and
at
then
me.
Jeremy turns around and walks away.
Like I was going to buy something or something like that. And
Like he wasn't going to talk to them about the record.
Nope. I want you to know, I've listened to it.
Not I liked it, not I hated it.
Just, I heard it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to throw their name out there, but that was a really fucking weird.
I much would have preferred thanks, but no thanks.
Exactly. Like we've gotten plenty of those.
Yeah, that's way better than
they'll say some compliment like, you know, yeah, the production sounded really good. And you're like, okay, that means you didn't like it, but like you're turning it down, but they give you an answer.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to know, I've listened to it.
I've listened to it.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Now I know that.
Now I know you've heard it, and that's it.
Yep.
All right. Well, okay. Okay. Back to horror show. So this band, they put out the 2 EPs.
I'm gonna be real, man.
Up.
It was okay. Like it was all right for me. Like the band is.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not very.
I'm there with you, man.
It's not very standoutish to me. It's not to talk about stereotypes, but it kind of sounds like a hardcore band from Boston from the early 2000s. Like
yeah, and I mean it kind of sounds like the band that Deathwish would work with next.
Yes. There's a lot of this on Deathwish at this point.
In the early stages, definitely.
Yeah. It's just crazy because I've said it before, like when I think about Deathwish, I do not think about bands that sound like this.
And it's like, but I'm kind of having to reevaluate my opinions because I know that they put out bands like this, like, Modern Life is War is on here, Blacklisted is on here. There are bands that sound like that, and I know that, but it's like there was a lot of it early on.
Yeah, well, those are the ones that have stuck with us over the years. Like,
yeah.
They're like the big heavy hitters that went on. These are right now we're dealing with a lot of like they were a band for 2 years and put out 3 records or 2 records or 1 record.
Yeah,
and we're just kind of wading through those, and I don't know, like it was fine. It's not a super standout record to me.
Yeah, in either direction, I would say. Like, I don't hate it by any means.
It's literally fine.
Yeah, I think I wrote down.
I just want them to know I've heard it.
I wrote down basically just as like in one ear, out the other.
Yep.
Like nothing super memorable. Again, it's not bad. I enjoyed it, but it's just like
I couldn't tell you the name of a single song except Boston because it makes me think of that fucking Dropkick Murphys song.
Yeah, and for me, it's like, I watched some live videos of the band because, like I said, they reunited in like 2011 or something. So there are videos for like you can go on Hate56's website, like
there
good
are
quality.
I was gonna say there are discernible quality videos.
Yeah, exactly. Not like a 90s handycam video of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you can find, and like the energy is amazing and they're really fun to watch. And
I'm sure.
And that's a lot of hardcore, of course, is like the live show. But we don't get that experience listening to it the way we're doing
it was mixed for a CD.
Yeah, we are listening to this and we can only really judge this, and it's like it's just okay.
Yeah, I think we started this group or whatever. Well, Jeremy started it. I got invited to it, so I'm going to say we started it. But there's a group on Facebook now. What's it called?
It's yeah. You definitely started it for sure.
Deathwish shit posting, is that what it's called?
It's just Deathwish posting, but yeah.
It should have been death shit posting.
Death shit. That's
oh man.
Damn it. Now am I gonna street creed or am I gonna say death shit posting?
All right.
Fuck.
But anyway,
right.
like in that, like we were, Jeremy's been posting like, hey, this is what we're going to talk about next. And literally this cat keeps posting and he's like, yeah, I saw that band. They were fucking sick. And I'm just like, oh, we're probably going to rip on it.
Yeah. And well, that's what I'm saying.
Like that person saw them and has those memories of it. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Because the show was sick. And
and that sort of thing can actually go completely in the opposite direction. You can love a band on recording and then their live show is terrible and it just sours them for you forever. But like in hardcore, it tends to be the opposite way. What'd you say?
BAC.
Yeah. So it just. But yeah, I just, I don't think I'll go back and listen to this.
Nah.
But I mean. It's fine, and we are going to hear more from this band because Deathwish did release their next record as well, and maybe that will have improved, and that will be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like like I was saying earlier, the 7-inch was only the 4 songs, but then the CD, which we're reviewing that whole thing, included those demo songs. I think the demo songs were actually a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might have been because I tend to think that like. Hardcore bands' early output tends to be their best because they're just
raw.
I don't know. There's something about it. It's raw, right? And so like these songs are a little bit more raw, a little bit less polished writing.
Well, it's like, what is the thing that like, what's the most important thing that you want to say that you've been wanting to say? Right,
and it's the first thing you do.
Right,
and so like, but production wise for the record, I don't love the production. It's not awful, but it's just kind of basic. We've heard some really killer production on some Deathwish releases so far.
Yeah.
And so it is a little bit of a shame to go back to something where you're like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It does the job. But the crazy thing is I can't really tell the difference between the production of the EP songs and the demo songs, which I don't know, maybe they were all remastered at one point for Spotify or something, but they don't really sound different.
Right. Yeah. I would assume that they were all remastered together.
Yeah, so I mean, good on the remastering person because they pretty much sound like they were recorded at the same time. So, speaking on the production end, the record was recorded at a place that we talked about before, the Skylight Studio.
Uh-huh.
That's where A Life Once Lost recorded that record we talked about. Fourth Plague Flies.
Yes.
And we also talked about how we
say 7 angels, 7 plagues. That's not right.
Yeah, that's. But yeah, like we also talked about on that episode.
Demons. I don't know.
Nope.
None of those are right.
We also talked about on that episode how we didn't really like the production either, and it's the guy who did it. His name is Vince Ratty, but
Vince Ratty,
Ratti.
Ratty Vince.
Ratty Vince.
Yeah.
Ratty Vince also mostly
recorded.
Mostly recorded bands. He's gotten really famous in the last couple of years with bands like The Wonder Years and Balance and Composure and shit like that.
Oh yeah. He doesn't do the.
Yeah, he doesn't really do a lot of hardcore.
It's crazy. So, it's crazy that's the band, Balance and Composure. Because I made a joke earlier. I said BAC bands that are boring as shit live. So now you're talking about them, and yeah.
Honestly, the band that comes to mind when you talk about boring as shit live or just bad live, I can't remember. I think I won tickets when I was in high school to see Taking Back Sunday, and it was one of the worst performances I've ever seen.
God damn, coming in with a fucking hot take.
Dude, they were terrible, and I had like a bunch of my friends like that band, and I cannot listen to them because I just think about that show and how bad it was. Yeah, hot take. But yeah, so that's the production.
What's that song? The big one.
Oh, I don't fucking know. Like I just said, I don't listen to
the big one with the very memorable lyrics.
Yes, I'm definitely remembering them.
Fuck you. Rememberation.
Remembering never? Fuck. No.
Memorable. That's the word I'm trying to say.
Yes, I know.
The rememberly
lyrics.
The rememberly.
All right, let's move on.
The Remember Underground.
Do you have the artwork in front of you? Because
yes,
it's
fine.
I don't. It's okay. And on this trend of the past couple episodes, don't know who did it.
Looks like
Can't find credits.
Looks like a single cover for an Atreyu song.
You know, with the girl in the background.
If they if she had vampire teeth, it would be an.
Who's to say she doesn't? It's her mouth is kind of dark. You know,
if she had visible vampire teeth, it would be an Aiden cover.
Ooh, that's so much worse than Atreyu. Jesus. If she had visible vampire teeth, this would be a Blood on the Dance Floor cover.
If she had, this looks like a Falling in Reverse cover.
If she had visible vampire teeth, this would be the Some Girls record where the woman was eating that guy's head. Remember last episode?
Oh yeah, that
callback. All right,
that weird fucking. This is just a fucking. I know what they're doing because this guy was in a band with Wes from Some Girls and Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, it all ties together.
And they just took a super close up of the cover art of the Reigns EP and put this red shoe print on it or whatever the fuck it is. And
it's their name. It said words. It says horror show, I think. That's a shoe print. This is a great episode. We're having a great time. I hope you're happy, Mr. Twitter man, mystery Twitter man.
He's not going to listen. He's not going to listen. He's not going to listen anymore because he can't remember his name or where he's from.
He's from Europe. I know that.
You can't say that's a fucking continent.
It's a small one, though.
He's from the Western Hemisphere.
I'm pretty sure he's from Germany. Okay. So I did want to say some positive things about this record. My favorite song on this record is called Seconds to South. It turns out it's one of the demo songs, and I wrote it down before I even knew that the demo songs were a thing. So it just puts the point in that I just really like the demo songs a little bit more. It has this really cool heavy intro, goes into like this cool like driving midsection. It reminds me a bit of Down to Nothing, who is one of my favorite hardcore bands. And then it does change up a bit and doesn't really go into that Down to Nothing time, but the beginning really does remind it. And then so something I've seen about a lot about this band, and when people are talking about them or reviewing their records, is the lyrics are very emotive and personal. Mm-hmm. They're very like. And I was able to actually find them online for the first time. Like normally you can't find these lyrics anywhere, but I was able to find them online. And it's actually a bit refreshing to see these types of lyrics in a hardcore song, especially for the time. Lots of lyrics about like partners and relationships, not necessarily romantic relationships, just like relationships. Mm-hmm. And here's some lines I really like. This is from the song Our Design. It's I felt so scared and felt so numb from injections of no guilt, just small stab wounds. And it's just like a cool little line. And then another one was
repeat it again.
I felt so scared and felt so numb. Okay. Yeah.
I thought it was
from injections of no
so
guilt.
Bad.
I feel so
numb.
And then on the song Seconds to South, there's a line. Is
that what I'm singing?
I don't fucking
feel so sad.
I never listened to them. Oh. Fuck all the Blink-182 side projects, and honestly, fuck Blink-182 now. But yeah, so another line in the song Seconds to South was watering eyes and choking speech. Look at what you've done to me. And, it's like nowadays, it's very commonplace for hardcore bands to have these types of lyrics. Mm-hmm. And I understand that emo really did come from the hardcore scene with bands like Rites of Spring and shit like that. And so like emotive lyrics are definitely not like uncommon, but in a like this fairly traditional hardcore band, like it's cool to see like these hyper personal lyrics.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah. It's like a fresh breath of like, oh, he's not talking about animal liberation.
Yeah. He's not talking about,
not that that's not important, but
like, right, but he's also not talking about like just being like tough and shit like that, like lots of hardcore.
Or living the straight edge.
Yeah, and so it was just it was like a really cool change of pace.
Yeah, like my favorite lyrics were I just want to break you down so badly while I trip over everything you say.
You saying?
Say it.
I just want to break you. No, see, I can't sing.
I just want to break you down so badly.
I hope the harmony works.
Nailed it.
I hope that works. You guys are welcome.
All right. We're
do it again. Put out a whole.
We're gonna go on go. 1, 2, 3, go. I just want to break you down so badly. It's so bad.
It is. It's awful. I'm glad people really, we got them in 14 episodes. We got them.
Yeah,
this is the end.
The end of the line.
But yeah, I guess just to kind of wrap things up about the record.
I've got a bad feeling about this. I've got a bad
God damn it.
feeling Jesus Christ.
We've had a really long weekend, both of us. So this is a really nice, good, cathartic, ridiculous
Happy
shit.
Father's Day to me.
All right. Happy Father's Day to me. All right, here we go. Yeah, so I like the record. It's fine. I don't like.
Have you seen the back of? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm apathetic about the record. That's all I was gonna say.
Have you seen the back art of?
I could not find that. Do you have it?
No, but I'm interested to know what the Deathwish logo looks like. Oh!
I did see the the under tray insert. You know what I'm talking about? And it had the curved logo, back to the curved logo. So
interesting.
Very interesting. I'm sure people are very interested. All right, so let's move on. Last episode we're
just wrapping it up. We're wrapping the record.
I'm wrapped. What do you got?
What do you want to rap about now?
I'm gonna rap about some listener feedback shit. Is what I'm rapping about. Uh-huh. So last episode, as I'm sure you remember, we talked about Some Girls.
Wait, is this a new thing we're doing?
This is a new thing.
Oh shit!
It's a new thing. This is a new section.
This is a new day, baby.
So last episode we talked about the band Some Girls. And I just wanted to, I created that.
You have to make that specification. You couldn't just say last episode we talked about some girls.
Last episode we talked about some girls, and no. So I started that Facebook group, like you mentioned, Deathwish posting. Please join it.
Posting.
If you're interested, it's cool to just. We're both on there, and the podcast will post officially into there. But I wanted to create something that was like a kind of official way for all of our listeners to talk about what we're discussing that week, or
you got to get in now because only the people that are in that will get free access into our Discord whenever it happens.
Yeah, whenever that happens, we'll delete the Facebook group, and everyone that's in there now can get access to that Discord, but
for free. But everybody after, they gotta fucking pay.
They gotta pay up.
I don't know what Discord is. Do people pay to be in
a little Discord? Bit? Yeah, we're gonna start a Patreon and we're gonna have a Discord. And don't you worry, it's coming. Maybe
is that right? I don't know.
Don't hold me to that. Okay, so
anyway,
Jimmy Harvey and Garrett Lewis are members of this group, and we were talking about that Some Girls episode, and they left a couple comments, and I thought you might find this interesting on the subject of the Some Girls reunion. One of them said, I saw one of the questions from Wes recently on one of his Instagram posts, and yeah, I'm sure it's never going to happen. Because we were talking about whether or not they would, reunite, and I was hoping that they would, but it seems like it's likely not to happen. And then Garrett also goes on to say, Jimmy and I also did a zine a couple years ago with Rob Moran from Some Girls, and he said it probably would never happen. So,
So what you're saying is there's a chance.
And then,
all right. Fuck the Hope Conspiracy.
Hashtag. Fuck the Hope Conspiracy. Make some girls.
All right. Yes. Hashtag fuck the Hope Conspiracy. Make some girls play fest. Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah. Exactly. And then another.
That's how you get shit done.
I mean,
that's how you get shit done, Jeremy.
Hashtags are literally how you get shit done. Hashtag arrest Breonna Taylor's murderers.
Oh my fucking God, all day.
Like straight up, legitimately, not just like fucking, but seriously, fuck those people. Okay.
They're still free. Still shot a woman to death in her bed.
Yep. And then when the her boyfriend shot back, arrested him. Like, you did a no-knock warrant. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. But I will say that they have outlawed no-knock warrants in that city as a, reaction to this.
Sure.
Which is cool. That is a very small incremental step.
That is cool. And then the cops will just say that they knocked and still not do them. So
Right.
But that is a cool thing that they did.
It is a very small incremental step. Now arrest those motherfuckers.
Yes. All right. So okay. Back to it. Listener shit. Our good
That's
friend,
what this segment's called.
Yeah. Back to it. Listener shit. Okay.
I'm literally looking at the notes and it just says listener shit.
It does. Our friend Ruben,
friend of the pod,
from the band Soul Glow. Check them out. Amazing band. He was talking about the Some Girls EP in the same group. Ruben said this record was hella raw in the small course of their career, and you can definitely hear Justin Pearson's influence on the following recordings. I think I mentioned that in the episode.
That's exciting.
Where I was really excited about that, and to hear Ruben confirm that. That's a secondary source. I'm super stoked to get to those. I don't know. It'll probably be a couple months from now. Who fucking knows? But it'd be really cool. All right. And the last thing I wanted to bring up, because those were just a couple posts from the Deathwish posting group. Please post in the group. We'll read your shit on here. I'll forget your name. It'll be great. My roommate, Joey, we were talking about some stuff, and I just wanted to ask you, he's not really a listener, but this is just the section I decided to throw this in.
Questions from the roommate, Joey.
Yeah, question from the roommate. In a completely sidestep, there's this post going around on the internet about your console journey for video games and like where you started, what systems have you owned, and where you're at now. And I wanted to ask you, because as you've been playing video games forever, as long as kind of like I have, what was your first console?
Mine was a okay. Here's the deal. The first console that I ever came into contact with and interacted with was a ColecoVision.
Oh, shit.
Because my father owned one, then it was just in the house.
Right.
It worked in my lifetime, but I never played it.
Gotcha.
As a small child, because I'm pretty sure my sister put barrettes into the cartridge holder, like hair stuff in there.
Gotcha.
And like it broke it. But I remember finding it later and fishing all that shit out of there as like an early teen and like hooking it up and being able, I think it was like Centipede or Pong. That's or something, awesome. Like that kind of shit. But the fucking controller is so weird.
Yeah.
It's a paddle with a left and right knob, but it has a number panel on it also. It was
before the D-pad was a thing.
So weird.
Like before buttons were just like 2 or 3 buttons, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like a paddle and then like a bunch of buttons.
Yeah, that's very strange.
So weird. But ColecoVision is like it's like the thing that it's like the Betamax versus VHX.
Right.
I'm sorry. It's like the one that didn't fucking make it. Like it's already beat the shit out of ColecoVision.
Yeah. For me,
but yeah. So then I went but my actual journey myself was I got a Nintendo, an original NES.
Oh yeah.
Much like I am today, I got it when the NES was no longer the top of the line.
So the SNES was out, maybe?
Yes, the SNES and Sega Genesis were out. And so then I got a Nintendo. And in the box, like original, like brand new. And then I went from Nintendo to Sega Genesis.
Okay.
Yeah, I skipped the Super Nintendo until much later. And until I was an adult, because Sega, honestly, I'm going to be honest and say, I think that I liked the way a Sega Genesis console looked. It was black. It was just like sleek. It wasn't boxy like the Nintendos.
Yeah, they were trying to be very anti-Nintendo.
Right. and it was just like, I don't know, like I was drawn to that kind of stuff even early on. And I played so much Vector Man, and it sucked so bad, and I still played it because it was on my Sega. But anyway, I went from that to a Sega Dreamcast.
Okay, Genesis to Dreamcast. So you skipped the Saturn, I think, was between those two?
Yes, it was. I didn't... I just played the Sega Genesis. I think that Genesis and Saturn were going at the same time. I think they were still making Sega Genesis games when they were making Sega Saturn, because Sega Saturn was the first like disc thing that Sega did, if I remember correctly.
I'm not sure, but
I don't remember.
Keep going, yeah.
But yeah, I went from that to Dreamcast. Also, I got all of these well after. I didn't get any of these when they came out.
Right, you were right,
like a generation behind or so. Then I kind of got out of video games, and then I went to college, and I got a Super Nintendo from somebody. Oh, no, my best friend in the world, Jesse Shearer, moved away to college, and he gave me his Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64.
Nice.
At the same time. So I started playing those just because I had them.
Right.
And I took those to college with me. And built a huge collection of cartridge games, which I later sold, as college students do.
Yeah.
And then I was out of the game for a while, and then I think I got an Xbox that somebody just gave to me, like a roommate. And then I got a 360 and a PS3 at the same time from another friend who had upgraded. And had those for the past, like, probably 4 years. And then just last week, for my birthday, I got a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, and continuing the trend, the PS5 is supposed to come out this year, so
yeah,
it makes
sense.
Right.
I'm right on track.
That's me. If you had to say, just last thing, if you had to say which one you liked the most.
It's going to be the Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo?
All day.
Yeah, I can see it. So for me, the first thing I ever remember playing games on was a Apple II computer.
Dude, I didn't even talk about computers.
Yeah,
I had like one of those as well. Like,
yeah, I won't go too crazy into it, but yeah, that's like my mom had one for work, and I played SimCity.
Yeah.
Black and white, top down, SimCity and Solitaire. And that was the first recollections of video games I have.
I played 1-on-1, which was Larry Bird and Dr. J.
Nice.
And it was a basketball game with an actual legit joystick.
Nice.
And a button on top to shoot. So you moved around with the joystick, and you hit the button.
Hit the button to shoot.
That was an Apple, maybe a 2 also. It was very old.
But yeah, so but as far as just like kind of like home consoles and stuff, my brother had a Super Nintendo, which I still have to this day. I was given it and still have that's my original Super Nintendo. That was my brother's. But the first console that I had that was mine, like originally, we got an N64. And that was a great fucking time. And then I think I got a Game Boy Color around the time. You know, I started my obsession with Pokemon, Game Boy Advance sometime around there, later. And then I got an Xbox. I remember fucking freaking out because I loved Halo at the time. And then at that time, I was basically saving all my money for video game related stuff. I didn't have anything else in my life. So I got an Xbox, a GameCube, and a PS2, which are all the same generation. I had them all just for no reason, really. Like, I mean, yeah, you can't play Nintendo games anywhere else. And so I get having a GameCube.
It's what you're into.
Yeah. And so, but I had all that stuff. And then I got a Nintendo DS. I really liked. I've always loved the Nintendo handhelds. I think they're fucking great systems.
Our very early friendship was forged playing Xbox.
Yeah, Gears of War.
Gears of War.
Yeah, on the 360.
In Valdosta on the 360.
Yeah, I mean, like we
was that 360?
Yeah, it was 360.
Was it just in my? It wasn't.
I think it was Dave's.
My roommates.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, like our relationship was literally like heavy music and video games.
Yeah, like we met at a concert. we met at a concert, and then we started hanging out and playing Gears of War Horde mode. Me, you, and Jesse Brady, friend of the pod.
Let's rate absolutely everything on Instagram. Still talking about, still friends. But so I got I got a 360. And then I've kind of been relative team Xbox only because it's like I already have all the games. So like, why get out of that ecosystem? And so then I got an Xbox One. And then I had a 3DS somewhere in there. And now I have a Switch. I got a Switch last year for my birthday from some friends. That was a super nice thing. Like your friends gave you that PS4. They gave me a Switch. And I don't.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's so nice. So yeah,
I was really overwhelmed. I was just like,
yeah. So
what the fuck, guys?
Overall, I mean, I probably played my 360 the most, but the Super Nintendo is my favorite. It's got my favorite video games.
It's maybe the best.
It might be the best. Yeah, exactly. Like favorite video game of all time is Super Mario World. So it's just like, but I really do love my 360. I still play 360 games. But you know, they have the new systems coming out later this year, and I've never, since that time in my life where I had like the Xbox, PS2, and I haven't been really into video games. So it'll be a couple years before I get a new one. If I do one of those new PS5s or Xbox Series X, like I just don't care that much. Like I play stuff several years later, sooner than you usually do, but not really that much sooner.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the. I mean, I started Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Which I think came out in 2017.
Yeah. Yeah, and the sequel's coming out in a year or two or something.
Dude, that fucking game, like I just find it's kind of like with The Last of Us. Like I just find myself like stopping in the woods and just kind of looking around because it's so pretty.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption for me, same thing.
Really cool. Really fucking cool.
All right. Well, so
I'm also online now for the first time ever.
So fancy.
Yeah. So like, but with the PlayStation thing, like, you know, it costs money to do it, but you get free games every month.
Yeah. So they realized we need to do something like that. So because the Xbox does it too.
I got Call of Duty World War II, and I've been playing through the campaign on that, which is really cool. And what's the other one? Oh, fucking Battlefront 2.
Oh, nice. The Star Wars
for free. Yeah.
I got Battlefront 1 for free like a couple months ago. That was super fun.
Yeah. That's cool.
All right. So, wow, we've been talking for a little while, so I'll try to keep this brief.
To answer your question, Joey.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. What I've been listening to this week, real simple. That new Trash Talk EP, Squalor, came out. It's real fun. It has some cool, like, weird production that Kenny Beats did, but Trash Talk have been weird since they signed Odd Future, so I was kind of expecting it. And I've been listening to this podcast called the E-Word Podcast that is, it's about emo. But they had an episode, about how to get, what hardcore band, how to get emo kids into hardcore and what bands you should introduce them to, and that was a really fun episode. What about you?
I have also been listening to Squalor, which is cool.
Fun record.
Yeah, it's good. I talked about Chris Conde on the podcast at some point. I think, if not, I'm talking about him now. He's a rapper from Texas, and he put out a really fucking killer song a while back called Year of the Queer. And a remix for it came out this past couple weeks, and I've been listening to that track a lot, and I love the original and the remix, but he's super talented, and on a regular basis I'm floored by his talent. Right. But he recently did a Tiny Desk concert
the NPR
submission for NPR, and NPR like shouted him out on, it was like the Tiny Desk submission of the day.
Very cool.
And it was like him playing acoustic guitar in his backyard and rapping over it, and it was amazing. If you can find that, look it up. It's worth watching. But yeah, that's about it. I've still been listening to the new Run the Jewels. I've been not listening, but watching a lot of Fuck That's Delicious.
I don't even know what that is. Yeah.
Oh no, dude! It's okay. So it's Action Bronson, the rapper,
yeah,
and his cohorts on Vice going around eating food because he's a super big foodie and he worked in kitchens before he was a rapper. And it's called Fuck That's Delicious, and they're basically it's on Hulu, but they're basically just stoned to the bone and eating like ridiculous food, like super high level, high end food.
That's awesome.
And but they're also like, they just fucking keep talking. So like they'll just be standing in front of the place and like there's this one where this guy named Big Body Bess is like, it's like an Italian place, a pizza place or something. And he's like, this is the kind of fucking place that I want y'all to recognize me as family. Like I want to come in here. If I come in here at 11:30 at night covered in blood, I want y'all to hide me. And like, it's just this old lady on the other side of the counter. And she's just like, what? And he's just like, yeah. He's just like super,
that's awesome. I'll have to check that out. It's funny that you mentioned a Vice show, though. I've actually been watching this Vice show called Abandoned. Have you heard of that? It's a skater, Rob McCrank, I think is his name. And he is going around with just basically just him and a camera guy to all these abandoned places all over the continent so far.
What?
And they're hour-long episodes, and they kind of explore the area, talk about what it is, why it's abandoned, blah 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 blah. And he also
sounds amazing.
He like skateboards in some of the spots because he's a skateboarder. So the first episode they go to.
Is it on Hulu?
It's on Hulu. It's on Hulu. And they go to each thing has a theme. So the first episode is the abandoned malls of St. Louis. No, the abandoned malls of Cleveland. And they go to 3 or 4 abandoned malls, and then they go to the second episode is fantastic. They go to Newfoundland in Canada and talk. There's all these like small fishing towns that are on islands that are not connected by roads. You have to go and like the fishing. Literally, all the fish got fished up, and so fishing became illegal. The country banned it, and so these towns, all of their money dried up, and so like they just abandoned these towns, and so they go to all these abandoned towns all over Newfoundland, and that's really cool.
That's sick.
They go to abandoned schools in St. Louis and another one. They go to like a abandoned missile silo and another one. It's really good. I remember, and this episode is already over an hour long, but I remember when we first started touring. And only one of us had a laptop, and it was Blake Meeks. And he brought one of the original 2 guitar players, a machinist, and he would bring this laptop, and he had downloaded all of these episodes off this thing called Vice. And it was all these episodes of this show called Thumbs Up. Yep.
Where the guys were hitchhiking across the U.S. and then I think later on they hitchhike across China.
Yep, they do. That's you can still find that on YouTube.
And it was. Yeah, I don't know. It was just like it was. I don't even think it was early days of Vice, but it was early days of like Vice having shows.
Yes.
Like
it was very raw, and they went to a lot of abandoned places on that show too.
Right.
Very cool. Yeah, check it out if you can. But yeah, that show Abandoned, it's amazing. It's really fun. All right, well,
it's crazy to me that you haven't heard of Fuck That's Delicious, because it's been out since it's like I don't even think it's a show anymore, but it's from like 2013.
I don't pay attention to Vice a lot, so I mean, it's, the only reason I found this show is because I was searching for abandoned things. So normal.
It's a weird thing to put in your
move past
Hulu
it.
search engine.
Okay.
I like my heart.
Next episode. This ought to be a really fun one. We're going to be talking about the Dead Man's Hand 01 split EP, and it's a split EP from the Hope Conspiracy. We're finally here, folks, and this band called the Suicide File. Never heard of them.
Dead Man's Hand
01. What? So it's
that's first. That's the name of the record.
Of the split. Yeah, it's the first. Okay. They do. I think they did 3 Dead Man's Hand splits. They were card themed.
Yeah.
So like it's like
isn't that a hand? Of poker,
so like one's like a heart and a spade, and there's actually a whole thing about like the 4th one never came out. So like there's not even a complete set. Anyways, we might have a special guest. We might not. The world's really fucking crazy right now. I promise we're not trying to tease you guys, but we do have special guests like lined up for stuff.
We have friends. We have friends.
I know people. Things. I know things. Anyways, All right. Well, you can find us on Facebook at Deathscography Pod. You can find our Facebook group, Deathwish Posting.
Soon to be renamed.
Yeah. You can find us on Instagram at Deathscography Pod. You can find us on Twitter at Deathscography. You can email us at deathscographypod.com or at gmail.com. You can find me personally on Instagram and Twitter at Iron Raygun.
You can find me on Twitter at Carbomb Sermon and on Instagram at Despite Jeff. If you were planning on donating any money to the podcast or to the show, you should take that money and donate it to bail funds or protest organizations across the United States of America. Even though the media has stopped covering it for the most part, or the major media has stopped covering it. Protests are still happening. People are still getting arrested. And more so, people are still getting murdered every day in our country.
Absolutely.
And it's still fucking happening. Just because, the world started running again doesn't mean that it's not. And it's so important that we don't just stop and forget about it.
Yeah, and if you're not sure which bail fund you should donate, there is a site I'll link in the description that will donate your money to like 30 to 40 different bail funds across the country.
Yeah, like splits it up.
It splits it up. That's what I strongly recommend that one. Or I mean, you do whatever you want. You put your money wherever you want. But like if you don't know where to put it, that's a really good spot. Right. I'm working on a project with my Live at the Atlantic YouTube series. To hopefully do a benefit compilation for the same organization. Just do what you can. Everyone stay safe. And, but I was just at a protest earlier this week. You got to keep the movement going, got to keep the energy up because you were saying, Jeff, the media has kind of stopped covering it. So doing what we can.
I'm really bummed that this wasn't a horror punk band.
It could have been. They could have been. So sad.
I have another window open in front of the window where I can see you, but it's like halfway down, so you look like Wilson from Home Improvement, where I can just see like your eye from your eyes up, and it looks like you're looking over that.
That's my Halloween costume this year. Officially, I've decided. All right. Well, hey, thanks for listening.
We're going as the Pines twins from Gravity Falls.
That's adorable.
And Chicky's going as their pet pig. Waddles.
I love Waddles. Thank you for listening. All right, bye.
Bye. Waddle.